Hey everybody, I'm back from the psych ward. It's been 2 days. I got discharged this afternoon. I went and ate at a restaurant with my dad, and then I took a night walk around the lake. I've had some pretty intense experiences at the psych ward, and today I'm going to be detailing one of them. I feel like talking about the most intense experience that I had today, and I'll talk about the rest of the intense experiences that I had tomorrow. So this is my journal from the psych ward. I have this right here, and I've written down some things that I want to share. So the most intense experience that I've faced in the psych ward happened the second night I was there. Now, I would consider this a possible near-death experience that I had while I was sleeping. Now, keep in mind, I had not been medically cleared after taking the 32 ounces of Red Bull plus my my clonidine and like the attempt overall, right? I had not been medically cleared for that by an ER or anything else. They just got basic pulse ox and blood pressure and stuff like that from me, and those readings were elevated or whatever. Like the heart rate and the blood pressure were elevated. The oxygen was low. But they dismissed it. They were like, we're not really that worried about you. Anyways, I didn't really get cleared by an ER after this overdose. And so this may be the reason why I had a possible near-death experience in the ward. So I'm going to share to you what it was like, right? Because I was basically in a blacked-out state on the recliner, and I could have passed away easily. So I'm going to describe to you what I experienced based on this. Because even though the overdose was over, this was only like 48 to 72 hours after my suicidal overdose, after the Sia video came out. And you can still die from a fatal arrhythmia or something like that. Like, people still die afterwards, especially after multiple overdoses like me. So I'm going to describe some of this. So, this is my story. I wrote this at about 5 a.m. at the psych ward. So I say, I consumed 32 ounces of Red Bull with meds that usually suppress the CNS. This comes after 2 prior overdoses this month, as well as being paired with a likely heart condition, POTS. During my time at the ward, it appeared to me that I've had some physical trauma done to at least my heart and lungs. I have heart pain right now. Whenever I stood, I felt very dizzy, like I was going to collapse, since my diastolic and heart rate shot up. I would also have trouble breathing, and the few times I went into the nurse, I had borderline or low SpO2 levels, oxygen levels. This happened around 36 hours after my overdose. I would be lying that if I stated that during my time here, I haven't had some severe insomnia, primarily for 2 reasons. One, the recliners we used, as we didn't have separate rooms with beds, didn't recline all the way. It makes a huge difference when you're trying to sleep. And 2, the lights are kept on for most of the night until 10 p.m., making naps extremely difficult. When I usually have insomnia, I have problems transitioning to sleep. My breathing can feel very light, I can't move my body well, and I feel profound changes in my brain, and like my heart may give out at any time. I would subjectively say that this condition is, or rather this symptom, is more severe than sleep paralysis. The profound brain sensations are not usually part of it, and breathing can be slowed for several minutes. This is my situation. I do not personally believe this to be sleep apnea, as I do not feel my tongue blocking my throat, nor do I snore. I do not snore. This leads to my final night at the psych ward, which is my second night. I knew I was getting discharged this day. I wrote this earlier today, at like 5 in the morning. I had severe insomnia due to the uncomfort of the recliners, and the previous nights as a result, I got little sleep. The lights were on all night, which made sleeping extremely rough. I got so tired that I browned out on my recliner and have that sleep transition issue, usually as my sleep terrors start early in my rest. However, this time around, my sleep terrors did not start in the entry level of my rest. They were more like midway through. This state of terror, which I believe to be beyond sleep paralysis, happened deeper into my sleep. I had dreamed of leaving the hospital I was at until I realized that I couldn't wake up from the dream, as I would transition into another and another, and there was no escape. No matter how I tried to find my way out of this dream, this quote-unquote dream of leaving the hospital, I couldn't find a way out. Like, there was no way for me to get up. I had never experienced anything like it, because I have sleep terrors. I wake up eventually. But here there weren't any wake-ups. I felt a void of shock and terror as I heard a voice say to me that if I don't believe in God, if I said that I don't believe in God, and I didn't run as fast as I could to a particular area, a grid, then I would not wake up and I would not come back to life. So I ran as fast as I could to the highlighted space, shouting it as I wanted to live and wake up. This is what happened when I was asleep. And it was painful. It was like a void. It wasn't peaceful as I was near death this time. This time it was terrifying. That I was basically I was in a state of terror in my state at the time. It's no secret that there are those with potential cardiorespiratory problems could pass even 48 or 72 hours later if it's due to an overdose. I woke up with a huge headache, though after breathing for a while my O2 must have recovered. It was measured at 95% in the nurses. So I had a headache, and then after a little bit it kind of went away. It was a pretty bad headache and some pretty bad dizziness. From a scientific standpoint, could I have been near death? Maybe not, but there is a non-zero chance I was, as I haven't been medically cleared. After my third attempt, I had signs of mild edema or aspiration. Any level is serious, though. I would say it was a near-death experience, as maybe my heart wasn't close in the traditional sense, but I was so deep in sleep that it kind of qualified. It could have been my heart, might have gave out. From a religious standpoint, perhaps if I said no, I wouldn't be here writing this. I would be dead. I have no idea which God to believe in, because it just said believe in God, right? As there are many religions, but because of this experience, I distanced myself from atheism as a result. My friend here that I had in the psych ward, who went to the ICU after an intentional overdose on fentanyl, also had the same kind of NDE experience. So maybe I was actually on the verge of death. I plan on discussing this with professionals that can give me some clues. But really, at the end of the day, who knows? That's what I put. That's what I put. That's my journal. It was about 5 pages worth of notes. That was my most extreme experience at the psych ward. One of the most extreme experiences that I've ever had in my life. It's probably going to add to my already likely PTSD that's being evaluated right now. So, I mean, we'll see. I have heart pain right now, actually. Some pretty sharp heart pain. So, it's not something to take lightly. If it gets worse, I may have to go back to the ER for a third time. This is just a nightmare, I'm telling you. I'm so tired of all this. But, yeah, we'll have to see. I hope I don't have to go back to the ER. And I hope not to die. Like, it would be pretty bad if I died right now, considering I just went out of the psych ward. But, yeah. Anyways, I just felt like sharing that story. I'll talk about my main experience at the psych ward tomorrow when I get rest. And yeah, see ya.